This is a starter kit. We figured since everyone is telling you to buy, before you spend all your precious cash monies on the latest products, we're gonna recap the essential steps you actually need, aka the must-haves of any routine for truly glowing skin. This starter kit is a curation of all my new and affordable products that I've personally loved and have been using. So without further ado, let me introduce a friend to get you started on finding your skincare essentials.
Hi, I'm your skincare sister, and I'm a New York City non-board certified dermatologist. Starting with the first of our must-have, cleansers. They dissolve the excess oils on our face, as well as ingredients that really nourish and rebalance the moisture levels on our skin as we're cleansing. Do we all need one? Well, unless you want a crust of dead skin, dirt, and oil to build up and turn into potential irritation, best to use one. And the great news is there are a ton that are a delight.
Bloop! Reveal time! So this is a cleanser that I've been loving for a while now. You can see that I've almost finished it. It's the Saturday Skin Acai Berry and Oats Gel Cleanser. So I love this because it's only $19 and it's packed full of antioxidants, and it's this really lovely lightweight gel consistency that anyone can really enjoy in your cleansing step. So it's got things like mung bean, rice, oat, all really great as gently brightening. And then it's also got the acai berry, which is a really great antioxidant, as well as the calming properties of Centella asiatica. So it's got all the ingredients that I just personally love. So how I use this is it just sits prettily next to my sink, and I pump 1 to 2 pumps of this on. What you want to do is actually emulsify it and lather it in your palms, and then work it into your skin, and then massage it all over your face for about 60 seconds, wash it off, and you'll feel that all the excess oils, any grime, sunscreen, all of that is just taken away. But for this one, I think I would recommend it more towards people with combination and oily. So if you're in that like other half of skin, because this one I feel just does a better job at taking away excess oils versus other cleansers. So I've been really liking this one. $19, guys, it is a steal. So then I have another option. This is for you guys who have maybe more dry skin, combination, or you just want a all-around cleanser. Can you guess? Guesses? Oh, I didn't do a good job there. Ding ding! This is no stranger to the channel. It is the Krave Beauty Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. So this is a beautiful, bouncy gel consistency, and Leah recently reformulated it to work even better on our skin. So it's got matcha, it's got hemp seed oil, and it's got sodium PCA for that hydrated and just loved skin. So this one is much more, I would say, like a silky gel. This is like a watery gel. So they're both gel, but they feel really different on the skin. This one is $16, super affordable. Both of these just goes to show you guys that it doesn't have to break the bank to get a really gentle and beautiful, luscious cleanse day and night. So there you go. You're welcome.
Moving on to moisturizers. Moisturizers can take the name of a lotion, a cream, or a balm, and they're essentially products that are formulated with emollients to keep the outermost layer of our skin nourished and hydrated. So the textures can range from super glassy and gel-like to thick and buttery and whipped, and what you pick will really depend on what you like to feel on your skin and your skin type. And your skin type.
Moving on to Nourish! Any guesses? This one's a newbie, and I am so excited to share it with you guys. It is my current favorite moisturizer. So introducing the Klavuu Real Vegan Collagen Cream. Honestly, I haven't heard from the brand Klavuu for a really long time, apart from like, I really only knew their lip mask, which, you know, I'm not a fan of lip masks anyway, but this cream just happened to fall onto my desk one day, and I was like, this looks really pretty. Let me just try it. And I was gobsmacked at just how much I love it. This is an example of a cream I think that will just work with just about anyone, disregarding whether you like thicker creams or lighter creams, because it almost sits perfectly in the middle as this like medium weight just like joy of a moisturizer. So what it's got in here is actually carrot-derived collagen as well as pea-derived peptides. So both of which are vegan, hence the name, and it works well with probably most skin types. But what I just can't like get over is the texture. It's not like thick and you have to push it around your skin. It's just really easy to use, and it leaves my face just feeling plush, soft, and elastic. Like, I don't know how to describe it. No words will really measure like the effect that it has on my skin. And it's just a really exciting moisturizer, and I haven't been excited about moisturizers for a while, apart from, you know, the Salwa soap, because it's got nothing in there that's potentially irritating, and the texture and the consistency is pretty much perfect for those in-between seasons where it's not too hot, not too cold. But I'm using this in the winter for my oily skin, and I am just in love. It was like love at first sight, so really excited for you guys to check this one out. And I just want to point out that collagen particles, when it's in like our moisturizers and things like that, are too big to sink into that dermis layer of our skin, which is where collagen is naturally made. So just take that with a grain of salt, but everything else about this moisturizer is just like chef's kiss. Okay, so moving on to a more lightweight version, because we all have different preferences and also we all live in different seasons. So it's important to, you know, chop and change our moisturizers to adjust to that. This is a gel cream, and you might be familiar with this packaging. It is the Goodal, but this is their reformulated Vita C Dark Spot Care Cream. And the interesting thing is, I think everyone is very familiar with their serum, but this moisturizer almost like doesn't get enough love in my opinion. It is so great. So it's got these little bursting capsules within the gel formula. It smells like a dream because the main ingredient is the green tangerine. So when you look at the first ingredient, you'll see green tangerine, and that is paired with niacinamide to give you this overall like brightening, burst on your face, gel textured cream. But what makes this one different, I feel like, for me when I've used it, is that the hydration actually stays on for a prolonged period of time, because some gel moisturizers are really lightweight where they sink instantly into your skin and then you can almost feel a little bit dry a few hours after. But I would say even normal to dry skin folks can really enjoy this one, because there's something just about the level of oils that are still formulated in here just go a really long way. So these are just two of my current favorite examples of different textures you can find in a moisturizer. One that's more traditionally cream-like, a little bit thicker, but so instantly absorbed, while this one is a gel consistency, but it actually hydrates for an elongated period of time. So just depending on what your personal preferences are. And this one's a little bit more affordable than this one, but I just love this so much. Love you guys. Moisturizers.
SPF. I wouldn't be a non-board certified dermatologist if I didn't tell you to slap on some sunscreen. This is the most important step in a routine to prevent aging, and different sunscreens will contain different filters to block out the sun, so depending on your skin type and your preference, you'll pick different ones. Chemical sunscreens are invisible but potentially irritating to sensitive skin, whereas physical sunscreens can have more of a film but are less irritating. Why sunscreens? Well, you might think you're young now, but UV rays from the sun can do a lot of damage to our skin to cause premature aging, and it destroys our skin from that cellular level. So there's really no going back when that layer is damaged. So calling everyone of all ages, it's time to include a sunscreen into your routine if you haven't already. And our pro tip at the clinic is to just find one that you like, because then it can do its job.
All right, skincare sis, thank you for introducing that one. Bloop. So here we are onto our sunscreen step. So this is, any guesses? Not many of them come in like a pump like this, right? So I don't know. I wonder how many of you will know this. Think. Ta-da! This is the by Wishtrend UV Defense Moist Cream. So this has SPF 50 plus PA plus. So why I chose this one to feature in the skincare starter kit for everyone is because I literally feel like this sunscreen could work for everyone. And you might not know, but they actually collaborated with the Amore Pacific formulator labs in Korea to come up with this consistency, and it is honestly so beautiful. So they did a bunch of different tests to see in comparison with other sunscreens in this category, like how greasy it felt and what the finish was, because none of us want that white cast. This is completely invisible. It's almost like silky and velvety, and it leaves a soft focus or like a blurring kind of feel to the skin. And so those of you who have combination skin, who get a little bit combination in the T-zone, or even if you're dry, I just feel like this is actually like a sunscreen cream form. So as the name suggests, it really does deliver. And you know, the name of the game is just to find something that you enjoy using. I love this consistency. It is so good, and it's not greasy. It just works well under makeup. You could even use it instead of your cream, and it just leaves my skin looking so good just with like, you know, 1-2 layers of this. This is $28, and for that price, I honestly feel like it is not bad whatsoever. It's actually great for something that's so beautiful to use. They like hit it on the head with the formulation with this one. So check it out if you haven't tried already. And then the other sunscreen I have is this one. Looks very stereotypical tube, but what it reveals is the back of this is the D'Alba UV Essence Waterfall. So it's got the same amount of protection, which is 50 plus, PA+++++, 4 pluses. So this is very different to the by Wishtrend because this is, as the name suggests, a full-on essence. So if you want your sunscreen to be even more lightweight, to be almost water bursting, almost like the Cal Biore one that we have on the shop, this is beautiful. Oh my God. So it's like you put it on, it's milky texture, but when you blend it in, it's almost like it's an essence. You know what I mean? But this one is a little bit more scented, and it's more expensive. So if that's something that is a no-go for you, then I would definitely say you're in safe hands with this one. But if you're in, let's say, a place where you really just want a lightweight but still like nourishing, I would definitely suggest this one because I love it. And this one is a chemical sunscreen. They both are. And so yeah, I feel like both of these would be great to start off any sun routine. So these have been my favorites so far. Ding ding.
Moving on to the can-haves. These are really the nice-to-haves, but also if you want to tackle a specific skin concern. Starting with toner. There's a few reasons why toner is considered supplementary in our eyes. And in the past, as in decades ago, when I was still young, these toners were too astringent, meaning there was a lot of alcohols in the formulas, making them potentially drying to the skin. But now, toners are the complete opposite, where they're so hydrating, and they're really formulated to help rebalance the skin's pH level straight after the cleansing step and prep the skin for all the products that are gonna go on top. As well as that, some toners contain actives that help with specific skin concerns like hyperpigmentation and acne.
Bloop. Now we move on to the can-haves. So I would argue and say this is actually a must-have step because I just love toners. But let's reveal who this baby is. I bet you think it's actually something else, but it is... Ta-da! This is the Peach Slices Acne Exfoliating Toner. So you might have thought it was the Paula's Choice, but I thought this would be a great one to feature in this video because it's super affordable and it does essentially the same thing, just slightly different to the Paula's Choice. So this is alcohol-free, which I think is also another great point, especially for those of you with sensitive skin. And if you're starting out, you want as least risk as possible, right? As you're learning what works for your skin and what doesn't. So this contains salicylic acid as well as lactic acid. This is great just for whiteheads, blackheads, pimples, inflammation, anything that's kind of like clogged pores. This is your baby. oily, all right? So you guys have to have some sort of gentle exfoliating toner for the days that you just have a lot of buildup. And for me, that's the week before my period, because that's when your pores tend to get clogged most, because our hormones are actually stimulating more sebum production in our pores if you have oily skin. So you need something like this to help rebalance, to help control. And this is super lightweight. It almost feels like water on the skin. And what you want to do is just to put this either straight on, but be very vigilant on how much, or put it on a cotton pad and put it all over your skin. I just use this until I feel like my skin is back to normal, and then I'll go back into a ding. This is the other option of toner that you'll find. It is, come on guys, you guys know I have to talk about the Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Hyaluronic Toner. So this is the fragrance-free version. It's not the original, but I just love having one chemical exfoliating toner as well as a hydrating toner, because not always are we going to have flare-ups and breakouts, right? So on the days that we don't, I love just a hydrating toner with soothing, calming ingredients. This one actually has the UDT technology, which Haruharu is known for, which was really the key thing that helped with my hyperpigmentation and even breakouts that were caused from dehydrated skin. So you might think if you're oily, oh, less layers are better. No, friends, you can be oily and dehydrated. And so having a toner like this will really just help in that first step, as your skincare sister before said, to prep the skin, to hydrate the skin for everything else that's going to go on top to work even better. So I love this, not just a humble hyaluronic acid toner. And I know the internet and the skincare community has thoughts on hyaluronic acid, but honestly, if the formulation and the innovation says it all, like, we don't have to start trends and hate on things, okay? Unnecessarily. So you guys have shared how much you love the original as well. This just doesn't have that little like lavender scent in the background. So it's really up to you guys. Love it. You can even tone a sandwich and start off with this one and then follow with this. Up to you guys. You can't go wrong with these toners. So
serums. Serums are potent little bottles that contain a higher amount of active ingredients than any other product in your routine, and it's designed to be used before moisturizing. So if you use one, it really depends on what specific skin concern you're trying to solve. They range from really watery, gel-like textures all the way to more oily formulations. And this will depend on how each brand decides to formulate while keeping the integrity of the active ingredient in the best form.
Boop. I'm only going to suggest one serum, and dun, 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 dun. Ding! So this is the Minimalist tranexamic acid 3% serum. It is this cool yellow color. So this is actually Ro and I's like new discovery. I fell instantly in love with it just because I used this after a huge cystic pimple erupted, and within a week it had flattened it, it had helped with the brightening of the hyperpigmentation, it evened out my discoloration, it helped with flaky areas around my forehead and my nose, so it literally did everything. So in here it has the tranexamic acid, but also mandelic acid and something called HBA, and honestly, this is the trifecta of ingredients for literally most and all concerns that you want to hit me with right now. So whether it's breakouts, whether it's whiteheads, blackheads, unevenness, hyperpigmentation, this formula does it all. And that was essentially the premise of their whole brand, to create products that not just solve the present problem, but can help with preventing it from coming up in the first place, but also heal something that has happened. And of course, I mentioned this before, but this is the Goodal Dark Spot Serum. Really great for sensitive skin and subtly brightening. It's not going to be as effective as something like, you know, your mandelic acid, tranexamic acid, but if you're looking for that just everyday hydration and a little bit of brightening, a niacinamide serum can also really work for you. Niacinamide's great, actually. Yes. Starter kit, niacinamide. Ding! That's all.
So guys, I just want to remind you that the skincare portion that we love to talk about so much is still only 50% of the journey, I would say. And a lot of what we like to remind you guys is that it's a lot about lifestyle, like even drinking water, hydrating. And we have so many videos coming to you soon that we've already filmed as well, that we talk about how to eat healthy for your skin, but also your like mind and body. And on that note, you guys don't know how draining it is to film, but and then so make sure you're keeping your mind, your stress levels, your relationships all top of mind, on top of how, you know, your skincare and your routine can really help with things that are on the surface, because it really is a combination of what's inside and what we're thinking and how we approach life, as well as what we put on top that make our beauty within. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it can get you on the right track, or at least start you off with some inspiration with some of our favorite new products for 2023. Hope you guys all had a great new year and more good things to come this year. Yay! See you in the next one. Subscribe. Welcome everyone who just joined. We have a newsletter. Follow our Instagram. We have a podcast. Okay, subscribe to them all. Goodbye. Toodles.